Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will show you how to apply filtering options in pivot table, and also I will show you how to enable multiple filter options for pivot table, which is actually not a default option. So let's get started with the video. So I'm taking the same example which I took previously for the sorting. So uh, filtering is same for pivot table. It is how we use for a general Excel. In the same way, we will be using the filter option for a pivot table as well. So there is no much difference there. So, but we will explore few more options, few more filtering options in pivot table. So the first option is from using this filter option, we will remove few of the genres. For example, I will remove this animation and biography genres from this pivot table using filter option. So to remove these two genres from this pivot table, so let us apply the filter now. So here you can see we have already enabled the filter. So here if you click on this drop down, we will be getting these options here. So here we can see all the genres. So whatever we don't want to see in the pivot table, we can remove them. So I don't want to see animation and biography, right? So I'll click on OK, and now you can see those two genres got removed, right? Now in the same way, that is one option of removing the genre using this filter option. And now the second way is here you can see label filter. So this is one option where you can use it to remove the genres as well. So let's see how we can remove using the label filters option. So here I will use the begins with. So here you can use any letter. So for example, I will use A. So whatever the genres that are starting with letter A will only be visible now. So if I click on OK, here you can see only the genres that are starting with capital letter A are visible. Rest others got removed. So if you want to clear the filter which is applied, simply click on this clear filter, and everything, all the filters will be removed, right? So that is how you can use the label filters option. So if you want to use this ends with option, so whatever the letter that is ending with Y, for example, click on OK, and you can see whatever the letter, whatever the genre that is ending with letter Y is now visible, right? So in this way, you can use the labels filter option. Right now, let me clear this, and now let us apply the filter option to our values here, right? So, for example, let us take this value here. Let me copy it here, and again let us apply the filter saying that whatever the value that is above this value, this gross revenue, all should be visible. So whatever the gross revenue that is above this value, all should be visible, right? The rest others should not be visible. So let us apply that filters for this values here. So again, we need to follow the same process, but here in this case, since we are applying filter for the values, we need to apply the value filter, but not the label filter. We need to apply the value filter. So, so before applying the value filter, so let us apply the label filter. Yeah. Okay, now let us apply the value filter, and now see what happens here. Once I apply the value filter, you can see the difference here. So let us apply the value filter. So I will apply greater than. So let me copy this and remove this, and let us apply the value filter for greater than. 3810674545. So here you can also change the items which you want. For example, currently we are applying the filter for only sum of gross revenues. So here you can also change it to sum of budgets, and here also you can change it to greater than or less than or anything, whatever is your choice. I'm clicking on OK. So here you can see what has happened. Since we applied filter for a gross revenue, that is, what was the filter that we applied here? So the filter was to to see the sum of gross revenues that is greater than this number, right? So what did Excel did? Whatever the gross revenue that is greater than this number, Excel has displayed all these genres here, right? So that is how we applied this filter. So this is how we applied the filter. Now if you see here, the previous filter which we applied for the label filters starting with capital A has been deactivated here. Now only one filter is active, that is value filters is only active now, right? Now, but now if I apply the labels filter, the starting with capital letter A, see what happens to this data here. So here you can see again only the labels filter has been active now. The value filter is deactivated, right? So that is the main problem here. So in Excel we can't actually use multiple filters at a time, right? But there is one way of doing it which I will show you now. So that is the second one, how to enable multiple filters option. So if you want to apply two filters at a time, so suppose if you want to apply label filter and value filters at a time, then this is the method which you can follow. So this is not a default option in Excel, but this is how you can do it. So simply right click on the pivot table and go to pivot table options here. And after going to the table options, you will find totals and filters option here. Click on that, and here you can see allow multiple filters per field. So you need to check this. So and click on OK. So then nothing will happen here, but here now you can apply multiple filters options at a time. So let us see how we can do that. Now if you see label filters is already active here. Now let us apply value filter again. So let us copy this value here. So let me copy this value and let me remove this. Let me remove this and let me apply whatever the value that is greater than this should be applied here, right? So let us apply the value filter now. Let us apply the greater than value to this. So whatever the value that is greater than this numbers all should be visible here. Now let us click on OK, and now you can see now both the filters have been applied. So what are the both the filters? One is label filters beginning with capital letter A, and the value filter that is greater than this number. So whatever the value that is greater than whatever the gross revenue that is greater than this number is visible here. Now suppose if I make it less than and click on OK. So here you can see only one journal is visible now. So let us remove this and let us keep it less than. So here that is the so this is how you can apply the filter, both the filters at a time. So the first one was label filter and second one was value filter. So let us again begin with A, and now let us apply the value filter. So value filter this time I will take greater than, let's say let us take some value here. So I will take this value now. So whatever the value that is greater than this number should apply here now. So let us apply the value filter. So here you can see the filter has been applied. So now if I make it less than, so here you can see only one filter, one journal is being visible because we applied less than this number, right? So only one journal is visible. Now let us change it to greater than, and now you can see the filter has been applied for this, for whatever the value that is greater than this gross revenue, the filter has been applied. So this is how you can. So let us also apply the uh, begins with label filter, and now you can see only three journals are visible. So this is how you can apply the filters option for a pivot table. So you can actually apply multiple filters at a time. So using this pivot table options, using this pivot table options, you can apply multiple filters at a time, right? So these are few filters options in pivot table which you need to know while working with pivot tables. So I hope you understood this process, and if you find this information to be useful for you, then please consider subscribing to my channel so that I can make much more interesting videos on Excel. Thank you.